Hello everyone, welcome back to the next episode of the Road to FIDE Master series. This is the very last episode because I got the title officially. So it's the episode number 99. I managed to get it all done within the double digits number of episodes, which is, I guess, very nice. And in this video, I will talk you through my road, my journey towards my goal. I will talk about my junior years. I will talk to you about the adult phase 2, during which I did not play, I did not train that much, and obviously the cherry on the top, how I got there, how I got the title within 2 years of playing recently. During this episode, I will also talk you through the overview of the best games that I feel like were the most important, the most crucial to get to the goal I've set up for myself. And then I guess some of you might be curious about what am I planning to do afterwards, and it also will be in this video. So guys, doesn't matter what you need from me from this episode. Would you rather talk about the past? Would you rather talk about the future? Are you here only for chess and for the games? I gave you the timestamps. You can get to the part of the video that you need, that you want, that you like. And let's begin. Let's talk about my road. So the very first thing I wanted to touch on was how I got there in terms of the rating. How did it change? What has changed over the years in terms of my approach, the amount of training, and all that good stuff. So, what you see right now on the screen is my all-time FIDE rating chart dating back to 2008. This was the year during which I got my FIDE rating, sorry, and as you can tell, I started with just over 1800, which as for the 10-year-old kid is rather nice. However, if you will then go slightly to the right and then a little bit later on too, in 2009 I was 70-50 player. In 2010, once more I got back to 1800. But in 2011 I hit my all-time low around here with 1703. I remember this rating very well, and even though on the graph itself it looks like it was within a year, you have to note that back in the days, in my junior days, the FIDE rating list updated only once every 3 months. So you had to wait 3 months for your rating to be updated. So during that time I played a lot, obviously, and as you can tell, my rating changed a lot, but my overall level of play didn't. I'm afraid that those golden years, golden age for as a young kid as I was back then, I just completely overlooked. I did not train as much, I did not play as much, I didn't do the job you have to do when you want to show your full potential as a junior player, and it ended with me being dropped. I did not advance to the Polish junior finals for the first time in 5 years during that 2011 terrible year for me, and this was kind of the motivation to go back to work, to be honest. And it helped me over the next 2 to 3 years to climb back to around 1900 then 2000 rating, which was in itself kind of okay, but obviously the very top of the country was much ahead of me. That's why this very last peak of mine, first of all from 2000 to 2100 and then 100 rating points more, was very surprising, to be honest, but very welcomed too, right? Because I did not play as much as I've said, I did not train as much, but still over the years, all the things I've learned added up, and in the end it resulted in the bronze medal for the boys under 18 in my country, and on top of that, obviously, very nice rating. However, if you don't train as much and you don't play as much and you admit it openly as I do to you, you cannot expect this trend to continue forever. But in those days, I kind of felt like it. Therefore, still without enough work, I just continue playing. And the problem with that is that when I now go to the next slide, this is the line during which we can say that my junior career has ended. It was early 2017 year, meaning that I was 19 years old at the time. So all the Polish junior championships under 18 and all the good stuff for the junior players was over. Now I was an adult, playing against, dozens, hundreds of good adult players. So I was nobody. I was nobody basically, still just shy of 2200 rating mark at that point after one bad tournament, and I've entered my adult stage, the stage during which I went to university. I had to get to work, and I didn't have much time to play chess. I didn't have any motivation to train chess, and as you can tell, for the 8 years I did not accomplish nothing. um, I was getting some rating points, I was dropping them right away, then I went back, then went down yet again. So over those 8 years I did not train, I did not play properly, I did not select tournaments and all that stuff, and chess were in my life consistently. I taught during this period mostly junior players, but I did not put enough work into chess myself. But then in the 2023 year, after 7 years of doing not that much, I decided to go back to chess full time, to open up my chess school. And then within the first few months of having my own company in chess, I decided that, well, it's very good. It's rather needed even for any coach to try his best, not only as a coach, but as a player too. When you prepare for the tournaments, you develop as a player. If you develop as a player, you do that as a coach too. That was my approach. So half a year approximately after I launched my company, I decided to go back to chess. So at that time, finally, over this 8 years of doing not that much, I sat at my desk, I opened up my history of games, my history of rating, my history of the tournaments selected that I played in during those many years. I analyzed it with the numbers, with the quality of the games too, and I've decided that I need to make it all better. The whole process, the tournament selection, the approach to chess overall as a player, with the amount of work I put in, and all that good stuff. And at this moment, I knew that since for the 8 years, or even a little bit more than that, I was, going around those 2200 rating points, I knew that I can get to the 2300 rating mark, but I just had to start to work finally after all those years. So I did just that. I got more students, more promising students, ambitious students. They are actually just right behind me in terms of my rating and titles. I have to, run away from them. So it was my motivation. I wanted to also have this inner motivation in me to prove myself, and it fueled my approach, my work ethic, and approach to chess overall. And thanks to that, and thanks to the all other factors that I've mentioned in terms of, for example, tournament selection, one by one, I climbed up. I climbed up a little bit, a little bit, a little bit, and here we are, right? In the very last episode of this journey, because I got there in the end eventually. So obviously, when it comes to this very last period of the 2 years, you guys, when you watched my channel, you were there with me. You basically watched all the games during that period. So I believe that you know what I've been coming through. I wanted to be honest with you. I talked to you not only about chess itself, but also emotions about it, approach to the game specifically, my struggles, my happy times and all that stuff. So I hope that you like those episodes, and in general, I therefore would like to, let's say, sum up, highlight the very best moments, I believe, the crucial moments thanks to which I either believed in the goal of reaching it, or well, we'll see. Let's go into the games straight away. Let me show you my screen, and all right, let's do this. First game that I would like to mention is the game from the Road to FIDE Master series episode number 4. So very first tournament once I got back to playing, because it indicated move in the good direction in a sense, because after not being e4, e5 player ever, to be honest, I finally got to it. I started playing this move and it guaranteed me plenty of success over the last 2 years, and I believe that this game was crucial for me to get the confidence boost, because I've played an aggressive approach against Ruy Lopez, which, as you may guess, is usually the marshal. Obviously in here my opponent decided to play anti-marshal, but I did not bother. I still went for the aggressive d5 approach. I gave up the pawn. I played a very nice game and I navigated the position well, and at the very end, cherry on the top, I will give you the very last moment, the very last move that is creme de la creme of the game. In this game, at that point, I played a move queen f4, hitting the queen, hitting the rook. Obviously my queen is hanging there, but thanks to the fact that this king is in the cage because my pawn is taking away the square, I will be checkmating, I will be losing the back rank weakness. So after this move, which went completely unnoticed from my opponent, he just looked at it, smiled, and took the queen, allowing me to give this beautiful checkmate. And as I've said, with a win like that, you always get a lot of confidence, and I really needed it in order to implement this e4, e5 approach into my opening repertoire. So I'm very glad, I'm very thankful that this game had happened, because as I've said, it allowed me to use this weapon plenty more of times. So this is the highlight number one. The other game I would like to highlight is the one from the third tournament and the first round of it, and during which I finally played against much better player, because the third tournament of the Road to FIDE Master series was indeed the first one really during which I was not one of the best players, if not the best on the starting list. So it's always a good environment to fight for the rating, fight for the good result. And already in game number one, I played against FIDE Master over 2300 and I won nearly effortlessly. And when I say it, I mean I played the game as it was meant in my preparation. I found bishop b7 not novelty obviously, but rather a fresh approach into the variation that is well known, and majority of the players would go for the queen c7 and crazy variations. In here I went for something niche. In here I went for something that looks terrible for me, because what even is this, right? No space whatsoever. How can you play it? But look at the clock. I still was in my prep. My opponent have wasted basically a full hour just to get to the position that I still knew what to do. So just like that, thanks to this game, first of all, yet another confidence boost. I knew that I can win against better players even with black pieces. All it takes is basically good preparation and good approach to the game, and that's it. It's not like those 2300s are invincible, and on top of that, I am the one that wants to get there, so I really need to start winning against such ratings, right? Against such guys. So this was very much needed win, and basically out of the opening, I got myself nearly in a winning position. I mean, objectively, obviously, it was equal, but my opponent had a lot of problems that he couldn't deal with, to be honest. So amazing stuff, and it gave me the confidence boost. Very important tournament for me. And on top of that, during this same tournament, I would like to mention the Road to FIDE Masters episode, I believe 23, during which I've played against double woman Polish chess champion that she just got, I believe, 2 titles, 2 gold medals, 2 years in a row, either in this year or maybe the year before that. So I knew that my opponent would be a very tough opposition, but I made yet another nice prep, this time with white pieces. I won against woman grandmaster. I did it in style. I did it in 26 moves. I crushed my opponent, to be honest. I was cruising. I was having a great game. Obviously, thanks to the inaccuracies that she made in the beginning phase of the game. But what mattered to me the most is that, once again, those are the guys, those are the players, those are the opponents that I can really put the fight against, and it was very much needed for me. with this confidence boost, with this rating boost too, because if you win 2 games against higher rated players, obviously you can be happy about it. I managed to indeed climb to over 2200 already. And on top of that, as I've said, I stepped up my tournament selection, and my next tournaments were, to be honest, in Spain against very good players. And yet again, another big player taken down. I was 22-29 at the time, and I won against 2400 rating guy. I was laughing with my friends that I still couldn't claim the win against the international master, because even though, as you can tell, my opponent had the writing to get the title, he didn't yet, because presumably he was missing some international master norms. And we fought amazing game in the Karwowski structure. As of now, obviously the position is not that appealing, but I can assure you that it's still well-known territory. I can show you exemplary position of this kind, let's say. Structure-wise is obviously the dynamic of the Karlsbad structure, which then later on transposed a little bit, not in terms of the structure, but obviously at first in terms of the pieces placements, and then even more, and in the very end, I managed to treat my opponent in the rook endgame with equal material, and to do that against such great opponent meant a lot. Once more black pieces, once more great win, and it was needed for me to understand that I can fight, even though the opening choice was not the most critical one, even though opening choice was not the one that I actually like. So I got out of the comfort zone with black pieces, with better player. I mean, what's not to like, right? So during that period, it was my first win with the guy of that rating, very much needed. Finally, one more breakthrough came when I was playing in the Polish First League, during which finally, after many years of waiting, I won against International Master. I know it sounds strange that a guy like me, 2250, playing chess for so long, didn't ever win a game against International Master, but this comes down to the fact that I really was not playing in such tournaments. I did not face enough International Masters to be winning against them, to be honest. So I was, selecting the tournaments better and better over the last 2 years, and finally I got the chance and I took it with black pieces once more. So I can say that presumably my opponents with white wanted to win against me at all cost, at all times, and that's how it backfired, because I myself like that kind of the dynamic that I am and the underdog. My opponent is over pushing and I can punish him. So this was a crazy game in which very, very big amount of complications happened. I will just show you this very position from the thumbnail, actually, in which obviously plenty of pieces are hanging. I am a pawn down, but I managed to outcalculate my opponent with better clock, with better position then, and very nice technique in the end. So I was very, very proud, especially since it was the team tournament during which usually over the years the pressure was getting to me, so I could not perform if I have to fight not only for myself but also for the team. And on top of that, just one day after this win, first ever against International Master, I managed to win another important game, this time against FIDE Master, but still a very well-known player in the Polish chess community, good online player, good coach. I mean, all the good stuff that I can talk about the guy, and also the tricky guy because he surprised me, therefore I surprised him. And then against this very good guy with all the pieces on the board, basically a very complicated middle game, I outplayed him once more. So 2 games in a row like that was, oh my god, amazing feeling, right? I then went to play in the Cracovia Chess Festival. I started amazingly, and then finally I got myself first chance to get the title. Unfortunately, this chance happened against Grandmaster 25, 6, 7, so kind of a nice rating with black pieces. And if that happens, usually it means that it's a tough battle, and on top of that, I had to win the game. So yes, it is a chance, to get the FIDE Master title, but it's not the best one ever, right? And unfortunately, I mean, opponent was just too good. I went for the critical line of d4 move, trying to get some complicated middle game, and I can tell you that maybe it was not the smartest ideas of ever, because, well, I am playing against a very good guy. So he basically outplayed me strategically, I couldn't say much, and on top of that, after this loss, two more losses in a row came at me. So 3 losses in a row. This one obviously against the Grandmaster. The other one also about 2400 rated guy. But the third loss was very painful, very unnecessary against 2100 junior player. And all the work I've done was forgotten. So I had to climb back, and for that reason I still was trying to get very good tournaments in. So I then traveled to Czech Republic. I then played also in Hungary recently, and from those two tournaments I would like to highlight few games. First of all, the very last round of the Prague Open, 9th round against International Master, fighting actually for the prizes in the tournament, being surprised in a sense because my opponent chose the setup that I did not expect him to, and then to fight for over 80 moves and draw the game actually. Okay, nearly 80, sorry for that. Amazing feeling, amazing stuff. And on top of that, in the very end, I was literally shaking out of emotions because in this very position, I named this episode. You did not ever see it. You haven't seen it before, I promise. Because I promise, if you did not watch that episode, you did not see such idea. In this moment, I knew, I felt, I spotted that my king is in the cage. My pawns cannot move. And I found a stalemate trick basically when being the last pair of players in the whole tournament. Dozens of people are watching, and I've played that move. My rook is taken, I've played that move. And if the bishop would be taken too, it would be the stalemate. So pretty nice way to force a drawing sequence. Obviously at that point my opponent refused to take the bishop to still try to continue pushing, but obviously within the few moves the game has concluded in a draw. So as I've said, I was literally shaking. I was very proud that I managed to deal with the game physically, mentally, and all that stuff. So a very important game for me, because in the end, to not lose such game and to draw it, it's always 10 rating points. So it's not like those rating points are, you know, just laying down on the street waiting for you to pick them up. I really had to fight for them, and I was really proud of myself. And this tournament allowed me to even not like maintain my rating, but actually gain a little bit. So yeah, we came down to the very last tournament that you have seen just in this and the previous week. So if you are watching my channel closely, you will know what happened, you will know how did the games go in those. However, I would like to still highlight a few of the games. First of all, round number 3 from the tournament I've played in Hungary, another win against another international master, this time thankfully apparently with white pieces. The guy was, as you can tell, very strong, over 2400, flawless win, 97% or 98 accuracy, amazing big prep towards the move 25 and beyond. I mean, this tells you how much I needed, how much I wanted this title to be mine. I will just tell you, move number 22, 1 hour 34 minutes. Obviously my opponent also have a lot, but then within the few moves it changed a little bit, and then even more and more, and in the end, as I've said, complete domination, very much needed result. And in the end, guys, I told you that over the years I struggled to win against international master, not FIDE Master, Grandmaster too. I did not even mention that. And cherry on the top on my journey, during the episode that you actually saw just yesterday, if you did not see it, please go there. I won my game against Grandmaster, first time ever in the classical tournament, to claim my FIDE Master title. I mean, it doesn't get any better. What's even better, once more I've played flawless game nearly. If you will watch my analysis, you will know why I say that, even though computer says that I played amazingly. My opponent basically made one inaccuracy and I used it long term to win the game. So what can I tell you? Um, those were the 10 games, sorry, I believe, around, or maybe even just 10, that I believe were the most important in my journey. The first few of them were presented for you to understand that, first of all, opening preparation, and second of all, confidence boost was very much needed, especially in my case. For you guys, going at the titles, chasing them might be a little bit different, but I knew that after those many years of not playing and competing at high level, I need my opening repertoire to be refreshed, redone completely, to be honest. And what comes with it, obviously, is the fact that I really needed to work on my confidence too, because I did not know how will I play after such a long time of competing in chess tournaments, to be honest, that often. So those were the big factors for me, and I will then also now try to show you my two favorite games in a sense from this whole journey of mine, from this last 99 episodes. The first one will be the game in which I attempted to play Immortal Pawn Game. I'm not sure if you are familiar with the Chess Classic, but if you are not, I highly recommend you to watch the games. I believe they have to be on YouTube. I also watched it that way. There is the game in which one player played first 17 moves with his pawns and then won the game. Seems strange, seems crazy, but that's the truth. You have to look it up. And in this game, which happened in the episode number 34, so you can stop this video now, go watch it and then go back. But obviously I will now show you how did the game went too. I attempted my Immortal Pawn game. I wanted to play as many pawn moves as possible. I went for the g5, very tricky variation, after which my opponent did not know how to react really, and within just 5 moves as black, I took over initiative basically. And this is move number 6, number 7, number 8. As you can tell, still only the pawns have moved in my case, but finally after bishop a3 I gave up on my goal, on my task, on my dream, let's say. I knew that if I really want, I should be able to play at least 2 more moves with the pawns, because I believed that c5 move might be played, and then if, for example, en passant happens, I can play h5, let's say, and only after the bishop is taken, obviously I would have to take back, funnily enough, and this would mean that first 10 moves I would play with the pawns, 11th one with the king. So usually if you would hear such story, you would not believe that such game might be played by the candidate master, but that would be it actually. But at this point I was debating with myself, should I do it or not? And in the end, unfortunately, I went for the, let's say, normal approach, not some Immortal Pawn Games approach. I just developed one piece, then the other, and I won in the kind of a crushing style, to be honest, because if you look at the position after move number 20, opponent's pieces are so bad that they cannot find any place for them whatsoever, and the queen alone in here is standing rather funny than doing that much. So pretty dominant game. I liked it a lot and it gave me a lot of joy, and that's what you have to obviously get when you play chess. And the other game that I wanted to highlight is the game from the Krakow Chess Festival, thanks to which I got this chance then to play against Grandmaster for the FIDE Master title. And why is it that? Because after literally 15 years of not playing the French defense, I've played the French defense. It was just as the history repeating itself, right? It was my first ever opening. I would say maybe unfortunately, because as a young kid you should rather play something more open, more active, right? Learn about chess dynamics in a more open fashion, let's say. However, that was my reality back then, and then I obviously ditched the French defense once I got just a tiny bit older, at the 10, 11 years old age, I believe. But after those 15 years, I got back to it. I played it, I won, the preparation has worked, the decision to choose this specific opening has worked. Basically, everything I've been working on over those last 2 years within the opening preparation, with the preparation against specific player to adjust opening wise, playing style wise, and etc. In this game, it worked amazingly. Everything was as I have planned, basically. So yeah, it was an indicator that I am going into the right direction. It was very nice to win such game, and that's why I wanted to highlight it too. Obviously, over those 100 games, basically, there were the games that were very much interesting. There were the games that were very much needed wins in terms of the tournament situation and whatnot. But this is my set. If you watched all the episodes, which I doubt you do ever, you can tell me which other episodes you liked the most because of the games, because of my commentary, etc. And yeah, I hope that we will meet in the comments section to discuss those games. On top of that, since we discussed the rating charts, since we discussed the games, it's time to discuss the future. Let's see what is the future presumably going to bring me. I will now hide the board. I will now switch the slide and let's get into it. So guys, I received many congratulations, for which I am very appreciative. I like them a lot. It meant a lot to me. But with them usually came a question of, so what now? International master? And realistically speaking, even when I hired a coach 1.5 year ago, while being basically 2200 rated player, I told him that I just want FIDE Master title. And he told me, why? It's like nothing for you. You can do it quite shortly. And he was right. Why not go bigger? Why not go further? And I told him that realistically speaking, I feel like it might be just a little bit too much of work. But once I got this FIDE Master title, once I was contemplating this journey, once I was preparing for this presentation for you for this video, I decided to look back at my performances over the years to see how close would I be getting to the International Master title if I would like to pursue it. And I don't have a nice, basically, answers, to be honest, because if you look at it, I chose the very best performances of me competing in the tournaments. I never once in my life I crossed 2400 rating performance, let's say. What's bad about it is that for the International Master, you have to get 2450 rating performance during specific tournament to be able to get the International Master norm. You have to get 3 of those norms. Not only you have to perform on such a high level, you also have to claim all those little nuances in terms of the federations of the opponents, in terms of the titles of the opponents. You have to collect at least 3 players with International Master or higher. You have to have at least 5 players that are titled anyhow. You have to have 3 federations, this and that. Requirements are crazy. And in the end, also, it comes all down to chess. But look at my performances. In no tournament in my life, I was, let's say, half a point behind the International Master. With my very best performances, I was full point behind. So it's not that tempting, to then jump in the ocean and say, okay, now International Master, let's go, road to EM, IM, let's do it. I will not work in that way. Let's talk about the tournament specifically. 2016, my bronze medal, completely unexpected, starting as a player rated on like number 20 on the starting list out of 30 players. So just out of the blue, I played tournament of my life at that time. And even then, even though I got the medal, 2380 was my rating performance. Just 1 year later, and with that tournament, I actually got to my peak at the time. I managed to get great performance, mostly due to the fact that I was, let's say, underrated in a sense, because I was 2200 rated player, and I was playing constantly better players throughout the whole tournament, because this Night of Memorial in Poland was a very strong one, a very strong addition. So just thanks to not losing in the first game, I managed to play with all the guys rated around 23, 2400, and I scored, like half a point or something, and I still managed to get this rating performance, still 1 point behind, to be honest, International Master norm. Funnily enough, this was the only tournament on the list during which I got the titled players opponents, I got a lot of federations of them, so everything was on point. I was just 1 full point short of the International Master norm. In any other tournament, I either did not get enough federations, which is usual when you play Polish Junior Championship, Polish Second League, Polish First League twice, and stuff like that. Also, not enough titles, and obviously not enough points. If you think about it, in 2020, you can say, wow, 2390. This was the tournament during which I've played not full amount of games, and then therefore it's easier to obtain higher rating performance. So funnily enough, even though I tell you guys all the time that I started working back, let's say, on my chess over the last 2 years, even during that period, I did not play any single tournament with better performance than the two best tournaments 10 years ago, 2016-17. So what does it tell you? Or what does it tell me? It means that I am so far away that I don't want to go for the international master title at this very moment, to be honest, because I feel like it's simply too much work, too much unknown territory, and it will just kill a lot of time. And as of now, I would like to focus on my coaching career, and then as a byproduct, hopefully be a better player, become a better player, play without any pressure, play without any road to international master officially, and then once I will climb back with the ratings, I mean climb up, maybe I will start thinking about it. But I went to Spain twice, I went to Czech Republic, I went to Hungary. I still did not cross this performance ratings that I really need. Even in the tournament that you can sell 2025 Polish First League, I showed you guys today 2 games against 1 International Master and then FIDE Master straight away afterwards, 2 wins in a row, amazing stuff, and what? Performance of 23-25, very hard, very hard. Funny thing about it is that once I became, let's say, a little bit higher rated player, it was tougher for me in the open tournaments to get big, nice rating performance because I was playing also against lower rated guys. So in the 2017, I was really lucky to be playing only about against better ones. So guys, what can I tell you? I do not want to finish this video off by saying I will not play chess whatsoever. I am not going for the title. I might. I will play for sure and I might go for the title, but as of now, I want to enjoy the FIDE Master title. I hope that you enjoyed my road, my journey, and you will enjoy this title with me. And once I will appreciate it enough, once I will know that my coaching, let's say, career is on a good track, on good points, and I will feel like being a better coach will allow me to become a better player, and it will lead to something also as a player, then I think about it. Then I will think about it. Maybe I will go for the title, maybe not. But as of now, that's it. 99 episodes, guys. I cannot believe that it's been so much of chess during that period. In isolation, it seems like, well, 99 episodes within 2 years, it's not that much. but still it's 99 episodes, so I really had to get there to be able to talk to you as of now from this chair to claim that I am FIDE Master, because I am, right? So guys, thank you very much for following my journey. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed doing those recaps. I believe that in 10, 20, maybe 40, 50 years, I will appreciate the fact that I recorded those videos. I will have a laugh at them, yeah, hopefully many successes to come. If not as a player, then as a coach or as a arbiter or as a any kind of person that is chess related. I wish that for myself. I wish that for you too. And yeah, I'm not sure when you will see me again on here, but if you are subscribed, I hope that you will get your notification. And if you want to do that, remember to leave the subscription. I do not care about them as much, but maybe we will see each other again in the few weeks, months, years to come. We'll see. As of this video, as of this playlist, as of this journey, that's it. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see each other at the chessboard. Bye bye.